Hey guys, welcome back to Defeating Hair Loss. I'm Steve and I'm here with Bobby Dunlap. You might have seen Bobby on his YouTube channel, which features a lot of questions and answers about hair loss, and we're real lucky. And Bobby, good friend, thanks for coming in and helping me launch this channel.
Of course, Steve. Thanks for
All right, so thank you, and how's it going?
It's going well, Steve. No complaints so far.
How would you share with people out there? I mean, I talk to so many people every day, on weekends, of course, all the time, about what a hair restoration procedure can do for you, for your confidence, for being a professional, whatever it takes in life. We talk a lot about preservation and how to kind of keep the hair on your head, but when it comes to restoration, you took the plunge, man. You did it a couple times.
I did.
And that's some bad butt hair right there. So
For sure.
What did it do for you? Like, you're a good looking dude. Like, talk about, tell them what it did for your confidence.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, a couple years ago, my hair was falling out. I was receding right here in the front, and it just, I was cutting my hair a certain way to make it look better, more natural, and wearing hats, and I just didn't feel like myself. It was terrible. And then I took the plunge, found Steve, called him up, got me in there, had my hair restoration surgery, and now I feel like a new man. I feel like $1 million. I feel like the old Bobby, out there with confidence, and couldn't complain about it. Best decision of my life for sure. So
It's awesome.
yeah, Steve. And then for me, I'm always intrigued by you, Steve. He's on my channel a lot too, and Steve's probably the most passionate person about hair. He's so infatuated with just helping people and does whatever he can to help someone out who's going through hair loss. And so, Steve, what made you be that way?
Well, it's funny you asked that question, Bobby, because my story is going to sound like I'm a victim, but guess what? I'm not a victim. Okay, my story was when I was 17 years old. I was the quarterback of the high school football team. I was the golden boy. Don't feel sorry for me. And all of a sudden, I'm in a junior college sitting in an English class, and my tight end I had in high school looks over and says, "Hey, Steve, are you going bald?" That was the beginning of the end for me. And I won't go on and on and on about the suffering and the wigs, and we'll talk about that in other videos. But let me tell you something. My passion comes from, I don't want one person out there to have to go through what I went through. There's a lot of advantages with technology today versus where we were when I was 17 years old. And there was no Propecia, let me just start with that at that time. So you basically just woke up every day, usually you had a white sink, and you watched your hair fall out. It wasn't fun. I don't want to see anybody go through that. I got angry. I was, just hating everything and everybody. And I learned the hard way, and it took time to turn that all around and figure it out. And I did it all on my own. And I want to now not have to have you go through that. So no matter what age, race, or gender you are, I'm here for you. And that's really where my passion comes from.
That's awesome, Steve. Also, you always tell me about this Moses story. So I think you have to share that with people. It's crazy.
Okay, all right, yeah. So Moses, so the Moses, I guess everybody knows who Moses is, and I'm gonna make this short because this is a long story. It's a long movie. Back way long time ago, you can YouTube it. There's a movie called The 10 Commandments. And anyway, Moses is the son of an Egyptian pharaoh, but he's not really a son. He's a stepson, because when he was a little baby, his parents didn't want him to become a slave, so they put him in the river, the Nile, and then he was picked up by one of the beautiful women that brought him to the pharaoh, and they adopted him, and he turned out to be this muscular, amazing 25-year-old, pharaoh's son, who, by the way, had fantastic hair. And he was just a really great guy, and he actually used to walk around and kind of give water to the slaves and all that. The Israeli slaves were like moving the big rocks that built the pyramids, and he always kind of had a heart. And you started to really like him, even though he was the bad guys who were the Egyptians. So the other brother was Ramses II. The father was Ramses I. He was the pharaoh. So the Ramses, who was bald, by the way, was supposed to inherit the throne, but the father was in love, as everyone else was in love. The pretty woman in the video or the film was in love with Moses. So one day, don't remember how it happened, Moses finds out that he's not an Egyptian and going to be a king. He's actually an Israeli slave, born to Israeli parents. And it was just from there all downhill. So he just couldn't handle it. He couldn't deal with it. And he decided that he was going to take, and his passion in life was going to be to lead all the Israelis out of Egypt and away from slavery and give them the freedom and the land that they deserve. So over near miles and miles away, a big mountain, Moses goes up for the 10 Commandments. And as he's coming down, there's all these people. And the Egyptians are coming in. And they're coming in on their chariots. And they're going to capture back their slaves. And what does Moses do? He parts the Red Sea. And I've always pictured myself as the guy, Moses. But all these people are bald. And they all follow me to the promised land.
I was one of them. I'm one of them. I'm guilty.
Sorry for it. Kind of a goofy story, but it's funny. We're going to put a couple clips in of it, and then the best part is I was telling that story to someone that was like driving on the PCH in Los Angeles, San Francisco, or in between, and they're like, Steve, I've been on the phone with you for 48 minutes. You've been really good in helping me and deciding on this and that, and I'm afraid of the medicine, and we're talking about hair transplants. How do you get paid? And I'm like, no. I go, you're not paying anything for this. I just really like to do this. And I was telling him the Moses story because I don't know how it came up. So the next day, or a couple days later, I find in my email that he takes the picture of Moses up on the rock and he superimposes or photoshops my face. And it's one of my favorite pictures. So we'll put that in this video too for you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like my boring stories. And Bobby, thank you for coming on, man, and launching this channel.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you real soon.
See you later.